Here's the text with punctuation fixes. Sean Diddy Combs is in all kinds of trouble following his recent arrest. Dave Chapelle has been outspoken about how elites tried to force him to compromise his beliefs and go along with their agenda. Following Diddy's arrest, it is being alleged that Chapelle was talking about Diddy all along. Watch this video to find out more about how Dave Chapelle has recently exposed Diddy, and how Chapelle's constant poking at Diddy's fashion line might be the reason why he disappeared in 2005. Chapelle is undeniably one of the greatest stand-up comedians in the history of the art. Over the past few years, he has been entangled in several controversies and has been labelled in various ways by the public. At one point, Dave was even branded a transphobe. However, one indisputable fact about Chapelle is that his fame extends far beyond the borders of the United States. He is a global icon, known and revered worldwide, having toured numerous countries and performed at totally sold-out shows. Recently, following the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, Chapelle has spoken out on an issue that could potentially land Diddy in more trouble. If you assumed that Chapelle and Diddy were ever close friends, you'd be mistaken. In fact, rumours suggest that Dave has harboured animosity towards Sean Diddy Combs for quite some time. According to these whispers, the bad blood between the two dates back to the beginning of the 21st century. Specifically, this tension began somewhere in the early to mid-2000s. Fans of Comedy Central are likely familiar with Chapelle's show, which aired before other popular comedy series like Kroll Show, Key & Peele, and Inside Amy Schumer. During the early 2000s, Chapelle reigned supreme in the world of comedy with his groundbreaking show. Everyone adored his stand-up routines, and it's safe to say that he was regarded as one of the best comedians of that era. In fact, many people firmly believe that Chapelle was the unrivaled stand-up comedian of his time. But in April 2005, something shocking occurred that left the comedy world in disbelief. Dave abruptly walked away from the third season of his wildly successful Chapelle's show. Fans were left scratching their heads, wondering why such an iconic comedian would quit at the height of his career, just as his star was continuing to rise. At first, Chapelle remained silent, offering no explanation for his departure from stand-up comedy. However, later on, he finally broke his silence and revealed the truth. During an interview with David Letterman, the host attempted to coax Chapelle into opening up about his sudden departure from the limelight. Initially, Chapelle tried to avoid Letterman's probing questions, responding with humour rather than direct answers. Eventually, though, he began to share more insight into the decision that had stunned fans and the entertainment industry alike. Dave's initial response was, "I'm just 7 years late to work." His response felt like a joke. It was funny then, and it remains funny even now. However, interestingly enough, Dave eventually circled back to the question and gave a more serious answer. During the interview with David Letterman, Chapelle spoke about his decision to travel to South Africa. According to him, the reason he decided to go there was to hide from the relentless press coverage. In addition to that, he also touched on the fact that he walked away from a $50 million offer. Dave admitted that he did in fact regret turning down the $50 million deal when he left the United States. He revealed that at the time of his departure for South Africa, he had around $10 million in his bank account. Despite confessing that he had second thoughts about walking away from such a huge amount of money, Chapelle still managed to convey the image of a man who doesn't dwell on past decisions with any lingering regret. During the interview with Letterman, it becomes crystal clear that Chapelle is someone who carries very few regrets with him. And not just a few regrets, it is more like a few minor regrets. One of the most noticeable aspects of the conversation is that he never once expressed any remorse about stepping out of the public spotlight. At one point in the interview, Chapelle goes on to describe how simple and uncomplicated his life has become, stating, "I go home and make the kids some integrity sandwiches. It makes no sense at all. There's nothing anyone can say. It's just, you do what you feel like you need to do." It's a very complicated answer, because I felt a variety of ways over the last years. Whenever there's something I'd like to have that I could have afforded, but I can't now afford, then I'm upset about it. But then, when I see a guy who goes to a job that's time consuming and he doesn't have free time to do things I get to do, then I feel good about it. Money is the fuel for choices. Money gives me choices. It's not nothing, it's something. There are other things in my life that I do not purchase with money that are very valuable. According to what Chapelle said, it seemed like he quit a high-profile job to spend quality time with his family. At that time, many people believed he genuinely meant it. However, following the recent arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, conversations have reignited, with some now thinking that Chapelle may have been hiding something during that interview. We'll dive into what Chapelle might have concealed during his interview with David Letterman in just a moment. But before that, we need to examine an interview Chapelle did with Oprah Winfrey in 2006. When Chapelle decided to walk away from Chapelle's show, he didn't inform anyone beforehand. Rumours circulated that even his wife and children were unaware of his whereabouts. The show, which debuted in 2003, was critically acclaimed, and within its first 2 seasons, Chapelle had become a household name. Fans loved quoting his lines, especially his famous impersonation of funk music legend Rick James. The show itself was not without controversy, particularly regarding its subject matter. Despite this, it still managed to become the highest-rated program on Comedy Central. It was so successful that it earned 3 Emmy nominations. After his sudden and unannounced exit from the show, speculation ran wild. Chapelle became the centre of countless rumours, making him the talk of the town. Publications like Time and Newsweek even covered the buzz surrounding his disappearance. Some rumours suggested that Chapelle had lost his mind or turned to substance abuse. There were even claims that he had been institutionalised, but all of these were just rumours. In reality, Chapelle had travelled to South Africa. When Chapelle reappeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show a year after his disappearance, the world was surprised to see him. When Oprah asked him why he had left for South Africa without warning, Chapelle responded, "I was only gone for 2 weeks, they made it sound like it was so mysterious." He explained to Oprah that when he started the show, money was not an issue. This is because he had creative control. He also added that the show did not appear to be lucrative at first. Dave said, "It wasn't like Comedy Central was a hot place to be when I showed up there." He highlighted that. In the middle of the first season, that was when his problems began. Speaking about what was going on behind the scenes, Dave told Oprah, "Through a series of events and a little pressure, I ended up settling for way less than what I wanted. Then, in season 2, the DVD is released and it sets all these incredible records. Now, suddenly, this is a bigger moneymaker than they thought. It's already making money and it's a whole new revenue stream, and now my contract's up." The video of Chapelle's interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show resurfaced following the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This renewed interest is largely due to the fact that, during the time when Dave disappeared from the public eye, Diddy was already an established name in the industry. But how are these two figures connected? Let's explore this intriguing link between Sean Diddy Combs and Chapelle. Why is Diddy responsible for Chapelle's disappearance? Following Diddy's arrest on September 16, 2024, the interview between Oprah and Chapelle resurfaced, reigniting discussions online. People began speculating that Diddy might have been involved in Chapelle's mysterious disappearance in 2005. According to the circulating rumours, Sean Combs was part of a group that was involved in the renegotiation of Chapelle's contract with Comedy Central. It's also alleged that Puff Daddy was working behind the scenes, getting things done his way. At that time, Diddy's influence was undeniable. We need to remember that during those days, Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy, had so much clout that he even managed to get some of his close associates imprisoned. One prominent example was his role in the case of Jamal Shine Barrow, where Diddy reportedly influenced witnesses to testify against him. Diddy's history of questionable actions extends far beyond recent years, as it dates back to the 90s. This legacy of wrongdoing gives some credibility to the speculation that Diddy was involved in Chapelle's disappearance. Diddy and comedian Cat Williams have publicly expressed their disdain for Diddy. Both comedians have, on multiple occasions, shown their disinterest in the music mogul, fueling the rumours that Diddy played a role in Chapelle's sudden vanishing act. Some rumours even suggest that Sean Combs tried to compromise Chapelle's principles. By now, it's well known that Diddy is a master manipulator, and his recent court case only reinforces this perception. Prosecutors argued that if Diddy were allowed to handle his case while out of custody, he could potentially interfere with the ongoing investigations. Diddy's manipulative tendencies have also been highlighted in other cases, including that of his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie. Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy accusing him of violence and manipulation throughout their relationship. In 2016, a video surfaced showing Diddy attacking his girlfriend, which further highlighted his aggressive nature. If Diddy could commit such violent acts against a romantic partner, it raises questions about the extent of his ability to violate others. This is one reason why people speculate that he could have been involved in Chapelle's disappearance. In his Oprah interview, Chapelle mentioned individuals who were attempting to interfere with his Comedy Central contract, which has led many to believe that Diddy might have been one of them. If you delve into some of the resurfaced videos and stories online, you'll notice a pattern of Diddy allegedly forcing his way into the lives of various celebrities. For example, in a video shared by Jaguar Wright, Diddy was said to have attempted to force his way into Justin Bieber's life. It's rumours like these that have led Chapelle's fans to connect his disappearance with Diddy. After all, Diddy is known for relentlessly pursuing what he wants. Throughout the years, Diddy's schemes have reportedly gone to great lengths. There have been rumours that he forced the notorious Big to stay at Bad Boy Records, pushed Usher to stay close to him, and even coerced Kim Porter to remain by his side. These are just a few of the numerous instances where Diddy's manipulation tactics have come to light. While there's no solid proof that Diddy was involved in Chapelle's disappearance, it's important to recognise that those spreading the rumours are simply attempting to connect the dots from an incident that occurred many years ago. Whether they're right or wrong depends on the credibility of their sources and the validity of their claims. Another reason people have been discussing the possibility of Diddy's involvement is that Chapelle frequently made jokes about Sean Combs' fashion line, Sean John. Back in the day, Sean John produced a popular line of sweatsuits and other clothing items, and Chapelle used to poke fun at it on his Comedy Central show. Chapelle mocking his brand may have led Diddy to seek a way to silence or get rid of Chapelle. Chapelle has never ceased to poke fun at Diddy, and his comedic jabs have become a hallmark of his routine. In fact, in 2021, Chapelle made a surprise appearance during Michael Che's interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, specifically to mock Diddy's fashion line. This incident occurred nearly 20 years after Chapelle first began ridiculing Diddy, highlighting the long-standing nature of their comedic rivalry. It is evident that Dave still harbours some grievances against Diddy, to the extent that he would interrupt someone else's interview just to take a shot at the music mogul. During the interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Che mentioned that he had a birthday approaching. He also added that his close friend Colin Jost had a birthday coming up soon as well. Che then elaborated that since their birthdays are so closely spaced, they plan to exchange bizarre gifts. In the course of the interview, Che remarked, "This time I show up to my house and it was a giant dinosaur standing in my backyard. He bought me a dinosaur, and now my neighbours think I am either strange or 11 years old." Upon hearing this, Chapelle quickly popped on camera to tell a hilarious gift story. Chapelle interrupted Michael Che, saying, "I have a weird gift story. I am so sorry to interrupt, but it's a good one. Years ago when I was doing Chapelle's show, it was Sean P. Diddy Combs' birthday. Guess what I got him for his birthday? What do you get the guy who has everything? A Sean John sweatsuit. Bam!" Chapelle has always enjoyed poking fun at Diddy's fashion line. This playful critique extends beyond his own show to include a classic segment mocking the reality series Making the Band. Because of these ongoing jabs, people have been talking and spreading rumours that when Dave mentioned there were issues behind the scenes that led to his sudden disappearance, Diddy was allegedly the source of all these problems. Numerous stories have been making headlines ever since Diddy found himself in hot water, and several of his secrets were brought to light. But what exactly are some of these intriguing stories? Since Diddy's arrest on September 16th, 2024, he has been striving to secure bail. However, the court has denied his requests on 2 separate occasions. This denial came after the prosecution presented shocking text messages in court that the music mogul had sent to his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura. During Diddy's second appearance in court, He had proposed a substantial sum of $50 million as a bond, showcasing his desperation to escape the infamous Metropolitan Detention Center. His attorneys argued before District Court Judge Andrew Carter that the rapper did not pose any threat to the public. Nevertheless, Judge Andrew Carter ultimately rejected their motion, stating that no amount of money would guarantee the community's safety, or that Diddy would not connect with witnesses. As the prosecutors sought to ensure that he remained locked up, they released text messages that were purportedly sent by the 54-year-old rapper to his ex-girlfriend. The messages that Diddy sent to Cassie stated, "Call me. The cops are here. I got 6 kids. You, please call. I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone?" The prosecutors did not halt their efforts there. One of the prosecutors, Emily Johnson, took the opportunity to read aloud some of the text messages from other alleged victims of the rapper. During the proceedings, Emily read a text message from one of Diddy's purported victims, who claimed that Diddy had dragged her by the hair down a hallway. The text message revealed, "You always want to show me that you have the power, and you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll, I'm someone's child." After reading this message, Emily Johnson was still not finished with the disclosures. She proceeded to read another message from a different victim. In this message, the alleged victim expressed to Diddy that she had been suffering from trauma ever since he took advantage of her. This particular message referenced a section of another lawsuit that had been filed against the 54-year-old music mogul. The text message conveyed, "Word for word is exactly my experiences and my anguish." During that court appearance, Emily Johnson made sure that she captured every bit of evidence that could be used to nail him down. Looking into Cassie's case, Emily said that for years, Diddy used to attack her. Apart from attacking her, he also used to dictate every detail of her life. She was even forced to engage in intercourse with other men. It was alleged that in 2018, when Cassie wanted to break up with Sean Combs, Diddy broke into her house and forced himself on her. Despite footage of Diddy's attack on Cassie being online, the 54-year-old rapper refuted the allegations in court, even after he had made a video previously apologizing to the singer. The text messages read by the prosecutor showed that Diddy is indeed a threat to the community, and he has kept very dark secrets. There was also another video of Diddy that resurfaced, leading people to speculate that Diddy had been hiding things for quite some time. In the recently resurfaced video, Diddy was seen with Justin Bieber, where they shared an embrace and the 54-year-old rapper was seen tapping the pop star. In the resurfaced video, people began speculating online that Diddy was definitely looking for wires. Social media users, particularly on X, went wild after the video went viral on the internet. One of the users on X commented on the video saying, "Yeah, he was checking for a wire because he was patting his shirt. So yeah, Diddy was checking if Justin was an FBI informant." Diddy and Justin go way back to when Justin's career was just beginning. If you have been closely following the story about Diddy, you might have stumbled upon an allegation that Diddy used to force himself on Justin when he was a child. The source of the story is said to be Diddy's late ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter. According to the allegations, there were videos that Kim stumbled upon while she was living with Sean Diddy Combs. In those videos, it is alleged that Kim Porter saw footage of Diddy being involved in sexual acts with Justin Bieber. People have been going crazy online, trying to connect the dots between Kim's alleged story and the video of Diddy allegedly checking Bieber for wires. According to what people are saying on the streets, Diddy was checking Bieber for wires because he felt like Bieber might have told the authorities what used to happen between him and the Bad Boy Records CEO when Justin was young. People have been saying that Diddy was doing this because he felt like many people had been trying to get justice for the inappropriate things he allegedly did to them. It was alleged that he saw Bieber as a threat at that time. These rumours emerged even before Diddy was arrested. The first time, here's the text with punctuation fixes. Sean Diddy Combs is in all kinds of trouble following his recent arrest. Dave Chapelle has been outspoken about how elites tried to force him to compromise his beliefs and go along with their agenda.